Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and I want to go over a quick run through of Perdition Lost Sector, mostly because it's really easy right now. It is 1580, so depending on where you're at, I'm sitting at about 1590, so this will probably feel a little quicker if you're in the mid 1580s or something along those lines, but it's really quite simple. Pulse rifle, literally whatever you want to use for barrier is fine. I prefer the pulse though, just as soon as I switch, I can fire, as opposed to going with a bow, for example. You have to switch and then draw, and sometimes you're like kind of tight on timing to make sure that barrier champion doesn't get a shield back, so pulse rifle for me just works pretty easily. Most of the entire work is done with my SMG. So Overload, Auto SMG, I've got the Ikelos, I did craft it, Feeding Frenzy, Volt Shot. Volt Shot I cannot recommend enough in here. Like if you have Brigand's Law from last season, and you gotta find something else for Overload, it's fine, honestly, but I mean, if you've got this one, it's fantastic, and you'll see why. So definitely high recommend there. Heavy is completely up to you. I'm just trying not to use exotics on this run, so you guys can, you know, insert whatever you want to for whatever class you've got. For class, make sure you go Arc. It's beneficial because that's the burn, same as your heavy. Something like Thunderlord, you could probably delete the entire Lost Sector in like 90 seconds. It's just because you can hit precision shots. Most things are going to get one-tapped by a lot of your bullets. You can literally stun a champion, delete him with this thing, and then the boss you can delete with your super. So it doesn't have to be Thunder Crash like a Titan like I'm going to use. Hunters, you can now throw your staff. That'll probably kill him in a few seconds. Chaos Reach, even if it's weak PvE DPS, still going to be doing some work in here. So Arc Super, kind of your big discharge of damage. Use that for the boss. Just save it for then. Something for barriers. Something for overloads and ad clearing, like, you know, some people might want to use Trinity Gold. That's totally fine. That'll probably do a lot of work too. It's really up to you and what you've got. When it comes to your heavy though, just make sure it's Arc. Make sure you can clear out a lot of stuff, and then if you hit the boss with a lot of damage quickly, you'll be done in under 3 minutes. So let's jump into the Lost Sector, but before we do, quick reminder for you guys, if you haven't seen my post, I've got Advanced GG working for 30% off through Monday night. So if you guys are looking to stock up, if you guys are ever tired, want to check anything else, focus, energy, hydration lines. They've also got their premium cans. Those are only 10% though. And they've also got their new gummies for supplements and stuff like that, like multivitamins, turmeric, things of that nature. So any questions in the comments, let me know. I'm happy to answer them about flavors, whatever you guys might like. But 30% off is always a nice way to check it out and stock up. All right, let's jump in. All right, so when you start, just jump over the edge and start getting your work going on the Harpies. Hit one, things are going to start to go faster and faster. If you clear enough of them, you'll push this guy back, but if you can get vertical over the Hydra, you can probably kill it. If I can actually hit one or two of my shots, maybe. I'll just throw a grenade out there. It's a standard storm grenade for a Titan. It is not a part of a most light situation, but definitely going to be putting in a little work here. You can do this thing in under 3 minutes. Trust me, it's like it's not going to be that hard. If you don't screw up kind of like some of the stuff that I'm not hitting right, it'll go pretty fast. See if I can still do it. But again, Arc Harpies right there in the front. As soon as you do enough damage to the Hydra, he will depart. You can have an Overload champion right here, which you can just delete. Pretty easily. Gonna have your group of fanatics that hang out here in the middle. Those are pretty quick. And then if you can start really chaining their Volt Shot together, you can get a lot of work done pretty fast. Where'd he go? Maybe he's dead. So again, I do have 100 grenade energy, so I will be getting that back fairly quickly. It's like, now he's gonna hurt. But if you can get him to a Wyvern to 50%, you can still finish them very quickly. I can kill him before he actually does anything. That's nice. Gotta love teleporting enemies. It's fun. Once they get down about a third, be ready. This is why something like Thunderlord would just absolutely destroy these guys. While the grenade launcher is fun to use, I've missed plenty of shots, so not always my favorite. But this is just a basic craftable weapon from Witch Queen, so I figure it's something a lot of you have. And that's why for me, using a bow just isn't quite as good on some of these enemies, just because you do tend to get that little delay in having a pulse rifle helps. 30 seconds. Technically, I've got a super, so I can probably kill this boss in just about one super. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. More things are going to spawn. And again, hunters have a very similar super. Might take you a few seconds longer to kill it. This boss just does not have a ton of health. You can just kill him very quickly. Come back here, open the chest. And yeah, I got a point contact brace, like one of the most useless exotics ever, but it's there. And yeah, everything dies pretty fast. If you go arc, volt shot, I mean, honestly, pick a better heavy than this. If you got a linear fusion, if you got a machine gun, like Thunderlord would just delete this place. So if you got it, use it. Most everything's there. Find a super, whether it's Chaos Reach, whether it's the new Hunter one, which I forget the name of the one where you throw your staff. And then, of course, Thunder Crash. Not even with an exotic on, he's just deleted. So, very simple. Let's get back to Orbit and wrap this up. So that does basically wrap it up. It can go pretty fast. It may take you, you know, an attempt or two to get comfortable with things, but, you know, just something for the arc shields, something for overload, because you got a few of those champions, barrier champions as well. I mean, if you want to use Arbalest for barrier, you could do that. If you want to save your exotic for something like Thunderlord, you could probably mow the entire place down in 90 seconds, depending on how well things go. So it goes really, really quickly. So if you're farming whatever the exotic is, then you should be in good shape. And again, don't forget, we've got 30% off Advanced GG this weekend. And it's actually through Monday, so check that one out. Link will be in the description. Use code Ebontis30 for that. And if you guys enjoyed this one, drop a like, leave a comment if I forgot to say something or there's a loadout you like using. You can find me on Twitch or Twitter at Ebontis, but right here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.